point of this exercise is to actually learn this material and develop your philosophical skills. The first year of your education is about preparing you to excel in your second and third year, so that when you leave us, you're someone who's really confident in their philosophical skills, which of course are life skills. It's these are the skills to communicate clearly and to think clearly about difficult topics. Knowledge is the infrastructure of thought. So it's tempting in a digital age to say, well, I don't need to know that stuff. At some point, Elon Musk is going to give me a Neuralink and I'm going to have the internet embedded in here. So I never have to really learn anything again. I can just always look it up. But the thing is, your capacity to think is rooted in what you actually know. So if you don't have dense connections in your own cerebral network, the fact that all this knowledge exists on the internet is completely unimportant for you as a thinker, because what you know gives you a kind of infrastructure for creative thinking. This is a really important point in the first year. It's a chance for you to consolidate what you've learned and to kind of really feel like you've laid a foundation for your philosophical skills that are going to carry you forward confidently into the next year. So I hope you'll take it seriously and you won't think of it as just an opportunity to, cram some things down in the short term, but really lay a solid foundation, sort of basis for your next year. Okay, just two caveats I want to add to that. First of all, don't double up. And what I mean by that is don't give the same answer to more than one question. So you might learn some material really well and you're comfortable just writing it out. And you'll find that you could actually kind of use that content twice on multiple questions. But you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. You're supposed to give three novel, self-standing answers to different questions. So if you double up, you'll lose credit. So when in doubt, you want to play it safe. Make sure you don't talk about the same material twice. And when you're studying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure you study all the topics and understand the way that they relate to each other. Be safe. Cover at least most of the topics and understand how they relate to each other. Because you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you've studied one really well, but it doesn't really come up, or it only partially comes up, and you're supposed to answer a question that also pertains to some other material that you didn't bother to study. So just a quick heads up here, there's going to be a 2-hour revision webinar with me and Jakob. It's going to be on April 27th from 3 to 5 p.m. It has been timetabled, and basically it's a webinar, so it's not a big class. There's over 100 people in this group, so we wouldn't want to have a class for that. So it's a webinar, and Jakob and I are both going to be there for a full 2 hours, and you can ask us any questions you have about the philosophical content that we've covered. That's the idea, and this is very important. It's not an opportunity to say, do I actually have to study this? That's very tempting in circumstances like this. I remember being a student and trying to ask questions that sort of subtly tricked my instructor into telling me what was going to be on the exam. That's not the point of this. The point of this is to actually talk about substantive questions that you have about the material. We're not going to give you any more clues about what's going to be on the exam than I've already given you in this revision lecture and in Jakob's revision lecture. So it's an opportunity to ask questions about things that you've been studying that you don't quite understand yet. So for example, a good question would be, what's the distinction that Arendt makes between knowing and thinking? Like, how does that distinction really work? Good luck. So that's the short version done. And now I'm going to add just a little extra video that shows students where to find the materials on Moodle if they don't already know those things. Okay, talk to you soon. I'll see you on April 27th. I look forward to answering your questions. Thank you.